and is upset about that. So the wife buys a SIM solution, not point, maybe some more. And it so happens that it's a very high-tech home, so the fridge actually logs when it's open and when it's closed. The router also notices who connects at what time. Now the wife does a collation, 1 o'clock at night, the fridge goes up, 1:05 at night, it's closed, that's not good, it was open too long, okay? But also the senior VP phone was connected to the Wi-Fi, so we have to have a discussion about that. This is what a SIM allows you to do. In terms of current SIMs, as I mentioned, we take logs from many different systems, and we'll allow you to do rule-based alerting. Write a rule, fridge open, phone connects, sound the alarm. Allows you to do reporting to PCI, ISOs, GDPR in Europe, and so on. And another very important thing is enrichment with threat intel. Let's say stuff comes in through your network, your firewall detects a connection is opened. You probably want to know if that's from a malicious side or not. Maybe from the DNS, maybe from the IP, as we heard about earlier. And that is called enrichment. The log enters, the SIM will ask someone we trust, is this a bad or good IP? And we allow you to do correlations, and ad hoc analysis, visualization, dashboards, which are the top most visited websites from the company. Google, Facebook, that's not good. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. And it's a crucial thing is to allow you to integrate with systems sending logs to you, but also systems that can help the analyst if something goes wrong, so-called incident response platforms, UEBA modules, and so on. And some SIMs even allow you to model a cyber kill chain. So the cyber kill chain is a military-inspired way of describing a cyber attack, and it originated in Lockheed Martin, but it has been adopted by many people. And this is how a cyber kill chain could look for a spear phishing attack. So the first step is the weaponization step. An exploit on the server is misused. Then the server starts communicating back to the ones who are orchestrating this. Okay, I'm inside here. And then the lateral movement starts to happen. The malware will start figuring out what other servers can I compromise. And then it starts locating information, valuable information, maybe your budget for next year, your pricing strategy, whatever, and starts collecting those documents and make it ready for exfiltration or going back to the bad guys. So a SIM may allow you to have this visualization, how far has the attack progressed. If we are on the right-hand side, with data exfiltration is really bad. Weaponization, I mean, you have an exploited server, it's also bad, but you still have some time before it actually gets really, really bad. So some use cases you can solve with current generation SIMs. Is someone performing a configuration change of a server outside of a service window? Many companies operate a configuration management system. It could be a malicious thing, it could be someone who forgot. Many things could be the reason, but at least it's a compliance violation. There's a 4 eyes principle being violated. In certain banks, employee is allowed to sanction loans to a certain size, bigger amounts are not. For that you need your manager. Let's say I log into my machine, I want to grant a loan, I'm not authorized to that amount. 2 seconds later, the manager logs in from my machine and grants the loan. Was he that close, or was something else going on? The SIM can help you detect that. Who changes important data in your systems? Interest rates, billing rates, and so on. If something really bad happens, I mean, you think this employee is doing something bad, the SIM can help you actually figure out after the fact what is going on. Maybe it was not malicious, maybe it was. And several other things. In terms of next generation SIMs, the way I think about it is in 2 ways. One is that it will have to support the next generation security analytics, so I'll talk about that. And we also, more boringly, interesting, depending on your viewpoint, see a technology convergence. So the main drivers for next generation security analytics are these ones. The data goes up. More and more logs are generated. More and more systems allow logging. So the volume goes up and the data variation goes up. More and more different types of systems, more and more systems are added. Cybersecurity moves up the application stack. Used to be just firewalls, IDS, and so on. But now it's also SAP system, core banking systems, all that stuff. So expanding the domain of cybersecurity, if you like. Writing rules like with the fridge will not last. No human being can write all those rules fast enough, maintain them good enough for this to be effective. The number of tools you want to employ to have a good infrastructure, cybersecurity-wise, is also ever increasing. You want a SIM, an incident response platform that helps you prioritize what to work on if the compromise is ongoing. It's ever growing. Maybe you also want some machine learning, you have to learn that. So that really puts a pressure on us as human beings, because the amount of information we have to grasp, the amount of tools we have to master, is simply beyond what we can do. And additionally, I'd like to mention that globally, there's not enough people working with cybersecurity. So scaling by human is not an option, not an option here. So a SIM generates many, many alerts. And as the infrastructure grows, applications are logging, more and more alerts will be generated. There's a break-in attempt on the firewall. Is that important? Yeah, maybe. Lots of these will happen every day. Person forgot to have his coffee maybe, so he types his password 15 times wrong. Is that a good thing or bad thing? It could be forgotten coffee, it could be someone trying to guess his password. Someone tried to attempt to access a restricted document. Is that a good thing or bad thing? It could be an attacker, it could be someone who just pressed a button. We don't know. You need to investigate. But human beings will be fatigued with all these alerts. So we need to do something. So the solutions, as I see it, is that the software should detect more attacks, real attacks, automatically. Software should assist the human analyst and actually figure out what is going on. And software should help with the responses to ongoing attacks. So when I say we should assist in detecting attacks, we want to employ machine learning and other really advanced algorithms. So, and in the domain of cybersecurity, machine learning applications are usually called UEBA, or User and Entity Behavior Analysis. So what is this all about is that we build a normal picture, a baseline, how I operate normally. And if my behavior starts to change, the same will work. The UEBA module will start to alert you. You can also, if someone wants to hear about DGA, please contact me after the session. So examples of what you can use UEBA machine learning for in our domain is these, right? Is an account starting to access stuff that it normally doesn't? Is the user behaving differently than his peers? So let's say you have a group of lawyers, doctors, who normally accesses these patients. And you have another group of doctors that normally accesses these patients. Now, if Thomas from this group starts accessing these patients here, something could be wrong. Maybe someone wanted me to steal information. My friend called, could you tell about blah, blah? I don't know, it could be a mistake. But this is at least a malicious behavior that needs to be investigated. Maybe a server seems to be operated by a human being, but we can at the same time see that no one is logged in. So maybe it's being remote controlled. We don't know. In terms of supporting the analyst when things go bad, I definitely see we need to have improved workflows and decision-making support. And to do that, we need to have situational awareness. What is the baseline? What is the normal picture here? We need to assist the security analyst in identify and analyze what is going on a large time scale. This is where the technology becomes hairy, because you have to maybe have 1 year of logs that you can work on effectively. Then obviously you need to be able to react to ongoing and do forensics after the fact on incidents. And finally, the results of all this work needs to go back into the system so it can assist the next time we're hit. So we definitely need more support for that. So as I mentioned, the number of tools is increasing. You need to have a SIM, IDS, incident response platform that allows you to prioritize your work. How far is the kill chain going for this incident? How far is it for that one? Then maybe you want to work first on the one where it's progressing the most. Maybe you have a SOAR, security orchestration automation tool, and again, the time which you have available and the number of people that are available is a limiting factor, or are limiting factors. So the next generation SIMs need to support the next generation security analytics I talked about. So they need to include UEBA modules and other advanced machine learning technologies. Either include or really heavily integrate with SOAR systems. I'll get a little bit back to what a SOAR system is. And it will need to continue to focus on integrations, be able to connect to ever more systems, to generate alerts to shift to other systems, and most importantly, I would say coming future, is to be able to share in a secure, anonymous way knowledge about what goes on. If an attack is happening on one bank in Nepal, most likely tomorrow it will happen on another bank. So sharing that, it would be really, really valuable. And there's lots of cool technology to assist in this. So SOAR, Security Orchestration, Automation, and Response, is identified by Gartner Group as the next big thing. So everyone should run there. So what it's about is that maybe the SIM detects something bad happened, and then the SOAR is a computer system that will start executing a playbook, a standardized workflow. This happened, then you need to do this. Maybe a server was compromised. Okay, we will shut it off so no one can